What up? What up? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday, I said a lot of good stuff on this show, but I didn't end up getting to the window with it. And the one play I got to the window with was a loser. So that's very disappointing. I ended up playing the Kings after thinking about it all day. Stayed off of a lot of stuff that I liked. Ended up winning like the Warriors. Um, who else did I like? It was one more that stood out to me. But anyway, Pelicans first half. I think that was the other one, and one more. So can't do anything about it. It's a new day today. We have what I think 12. We have a lot of games today, double digit games today. So a lot of different ways to try to find some money. Let's take a look at the chat. Well, before I look at the chat, actually, let's give a shout out to people in the chat. We do always track the best bets, and yesterday I counted 38. We did have 18 losers, 20 winners. So more winners than losers, but not by much. And a lot of people did bet Boston, so that did bring the total down. So if it wasn't for that, we would have done really great. A couple of the winners I will shout out, or the winners I will shout out all of them. Mr. Noodles with the Pelicans first half. Also Tim H like that Pelicans first half, and I think that was it for that one. There was Delbert Royce. He had OKC and he had Golden State, both of them winners. Raven Ron, Rob R, because I don't want to mess up his last name. They both had OKC. Those are winners. Um, Brian H had OKC full game. So did Dwight Jackson. Winners. And Dwight Jackson also had SGA to have 30 plus. That was the winner. So nice job there. There was one more who had OKC. Ducky Racing had OKC. And Joe F. Joe F had OKC team total, and he had Steph to score 30 plus. So nice winners there. Let me see if I can find who else. JT. He was able to sneak in and out with Boston first half. So was Mario C. So good job doing that, avoiding the full game loss. Sean Evans gave out North Carolina -4. That was a winner. Believe they won by double digits. So nice job on that. And let's see, Lit Picks. He had Steph to go for 30 plus. We talked about how well he's done versus Orlando, and that was a winner. My guy Ronell, he went with that Sixers under. That was the if you know you know under. I didn't play it yesterday, but he played it, and that was a winner. Michael P. He had Porzingis, and Porzingis had 30 plus, so that was a nice winner. So it was a lot of good stuff shared. The Boston game brought down the overall total, but we'll get back to it today. Nathan in the chat, first per usual. Josh says loser show. Is this is it? I think this is yeah. Boofer says Mr. Overthinking It, Cavs or dog trash is back. I knew that was that same guy. He didn't show it took him a while to come back though. After he was talking on that show and we won 6-0. So interesting to see him back here today. Appreciate you, Jim Turner. Nathan giving Vino a shout out using the quote for the Pelicans and Nets game. Dan says Pelicans first half can't be stopped. We win again. Let's see. Let's see. Saturated said he hit a 10 way. Parlay should pay pretty nice. Congratulations on that. Yes, Brian. Oklahoma City took care of business. They the real deal. Got to put some respect on OKC. Casey was correct. How'd you know, Casey? Almost on time. Getting a little bit better. Brian said, damn, skis early today. Yeah, Joe, if I gave you a shout out, nice work. Hello, Miss Tasha. Boofer said ski moved. Casey said clean sofa. Oh my God. New background too. Boofer said I downsized. What if I'm just in another room? Busy says under 5 minutes must be a record. What up, Nets bets? Uh, let's see. Let's see. Jim Turner said he went 4-0. Two of his and two from the chat. Nice work. Yeah, Munaf. The Kings pissed me off. They're on my shit list. Absolutely, for sure. Mitch reminding everybody to hit the like. I appreciate that. So does Daniel. What up, Matt P? Yeah, Casey, it's all right. He didn't quite get there, but bounced back today. So JB says the same deal. Hello, Tim H. I believe Tim H had a winner. Yeah, Pels. He had the Pelicans full game. Nice winner from Tim H. And Mr. Noodle says he likes the new house. So look at that. I took care of something. Don't have to hear about the old house anymore. Casey said you made a New Year's resolution yesterday. I'm giving it 1 week. So today you had to show up before 1:35. I'm gonna keep it going as long as I can. He said switching up the background vibe for 2024. All right, let's get to it. We got a lot of games on the slate for today, and don't want to take all day to get through them. So as always, we'll go in rotation order, and first game up will be 5:29, 5:30. Looking at the Washington Wizards heading into Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. Game opened up Cavs -8.5. Now see 9.5 pretty much everywhere. Total opened up 240.5. Looking at 239.5. Injury report. Let me just hit refresh here. So for the Cavaliers, Garland, Mobley, Rubio, Jerome, all out. For the Wizards, I don't see anybody on the injury report. This Wizards team starting to look a little bit better as far as point spread wise. They've covered 6 of their last 9 games. This has kind of been their role here as a road dog. 11, 6 and 1 ATS. So moneymakers for their backers in this role. Cavs, um, all I have here is that they've gone over 5 of their last 6 home games. I know 4 of the last 5 meetings have went under. If I look at my stats, last 5 game stats for the categories that I care about, they're all going to favor the Cavaliers here. Offensive rating, defensive rating, rebound percentage. So it boils down to, do I think that they're good enough to win by double digits? And this is not the team that I would trust to win by this kind of a margin. If I want to expect you to win by double digits, you have to do a few things for me. You have to be able to shoot the three well, defend the three well, because that's how you're going to be able to create any kind of a margin. And this Cavaliers team is bottom 5 shooting the three. They are a little bit better defending it, but I just don't trust them to gain that separation. So I'll lean with the Wizards here. I think it's a little bit too many points in this contest, and the total I will leave alone. I feel like the Wizards, I probably think it's more of an over game, but could only look towards the Wizards plus the points, and I'll mark that on my short list. Wizards plus 9.5. Let's take a look at the chat. Let's see what you guys like. What up, David? Let's see. Let's see. Have a good one, Daniel. Let's see. JB Brown reminding everybody to hit the like button. Booper says Cool's on the trade rumor now. However, that's going to affect things. Ronell likes the Wizards in the first half. He says get in and get out with this game. Justin M says Denny Avia double double plus 475. Yeah, everybody's pissed at them Kings. I hear you, man. They pissed me off. They're on my they're I think they're on the hell no list. They just might be there. This is the first one. I look like Jordan Poole. I've never heard that before. Hoover says it might be a rare Wizards trifecta spot. But Rob R disagrees. He thinks Wizards won't be scoring a whole lot of points tonight. Says team total under. Joe F is in agreement with me. He likes the plus 10 for the full game. Um, Saturated says can't bet any team who lets Muscala play more than 5 minutes. Not a lot of people interested in this game. Michael P likes the Cavs though, minus 9.5. Tasha says it's too many points here. And Munaf likes Donovan Mitchell over 3.5 threes. So don't think we have too many people loving this game. I told you how I feel about it. A couple people in the chat do like it, and we will move right along. A lot of games on the slate for today. So next up, 5:31, 5:32, Milwaukee Bucks, Indiana Pacers. Feels like these teams are. I mean, is this a playoffs? They feel like they play every other day. Um, Opened up Bucks -2.5. We now see them -3.5 as a consensus. Total open 258.5, and it's down as low as 257. For the injury report here, I see Chris Middleton, game time decision, along with Pat Connaughton. Looks like they'll be without Jay Crowder and AJ Green. For the Pacers, Andrew Nembhard and Bruce Brown, both game time decision. The Bucks, the only team today that is on the front end of a back to back. These teams did just play not too long ago, and it is part of that. If you know, you know. Under if you guys are new, I will shout. I mean, I didn't play the last one yesterday, but it did go under. But I'll share. I'll share today. Let's see if we can pull it up here. I didn't think about putting it up at first, but I'll share it for you guys because I haven't done it in a while. Just so you guys, a lot of new people. Not everybody's been around for a couple years or whatever. So boom. Now let me get the screen share. Presents. You guys should be able to see this. So pretty much all this says, when I say if you know, you know under, we're looking at teams that played within a week. The last matchup went under. It's in the regular season, and the total is less than the previous total. And this dates all the way back 10 seasons to 2013, and 147 unders, 94 overs, 7 pushes, good for 61% to the under. Says that the odds makers open this line just a little bit lower for a reason. And I can understand why. Get that out of there. I can understand why. You look at this Pacers team, not really playing the same as they were earlier in the season. They've slowed down the pace. They're not the fastest pace. They're kind of middle of the pack right now. And they're starting to play a little bit of defense. Don't look now, but I look at last 5 game stats because it lets me know how teams are doing week by week, along with how I watch these teams. But they were like consistently second to last or dead last in defensive rating on last 5 game stats whenever I see them pop up. Right now, they're number 13. So they've been getting a little bit better in that regard. They've gone under 5 of their last 6 games. I think only one, that one game reached this mark that we're looking at today. So from a Pacers perspective, I can absolutely understand it. Now the Bucks, they are very capable of still playing high scoring games. In order to play under here, somebody's got to play defense. And I talked about the Pacers being a little bit better. I don't know how much I trust the Bucks. Their perimeter defense is not great. Although when I look at the numbers, it says they're number 3 defending the 3, and that just kind of blows my mind. I don't really see their backcourt keeping up with any elite guards. And the only way I see the Bucks playing solid defense in this game is if they play that zone again. And if they do that, should slow the pace down a little bit as well. And I think I will lean, go along with the trend. I can see this game staying under the 250. Best number you can get right now is 258. So I will also mark that down on my short list. But that's how I was kind of viewing this game. If I have to play a side, I'm not really interested. So I'll leave that alone. We got a lot of games today. I'm not gonna just, if I only like one thing, side or total, I'll probably just shout that out so we can keep moving right along. Unless you guys ask me a question. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Tasha says Bucks revenge. Joey Skinner says running late. I thought I adjusted my clock to ski standard time zone. Yeah, I got a notification to renew my VIP status. Sorry, but it's all good, brother. I already know. I already know. You appreciate you tuning in. Mitch says Brooke blocks 17 and 4 games first in this year. He likes over 2.5. Appreciate that look. Nick thinks is Bucks first half, Indy full game. And Brian is also like an Indy on the full game. Mitch reminding us that Hallie cleared his rebound over 4.5 every game versus these Bucks. Good stuff. Mitch is locked in on these props. What up, SK? Mitch is also sprinkling on Alley triple double. Rob R also likes the Pacers with the points. So he's going to sprinkle on the money line. VC3 also likes the Pacers plus. Boo for sharing some first half stats. Oh, first quarter and first half for the Bucks on the road. 4-10 in the first quarter, ATS. 3-11 in the first half. So maybe if you like the Pacers, get in and get out, is what Boofer is saying here. The official gym class podcast says, "What's good, Ski? Been busy working with the holidays, back in the saddle for 2024. Hopefully you had a good holidays and good to see you back." Let me see some more comments. ATMG68 says, RC mentioned on another show that if the road favorite lost in the first matchup, it jumps to around 81% to under for the if you know, you know spot. And that makes sense because um, the road favorites still want to come out and play some defense from the start to get, like, if you're looking at it as a revenge game, they should come out and playing defense. That's just kind of how I view it. When the better team lost, that makes sense to me. So I will type it in. I've never, road favorite is, or I'm sorry, let me read that again. Let me go back over here. Jumps to 80% when the road fave lost in the first matchup. Okay, I got you. So let me try that. I just want to see it with my own eyes. And road fave and previous loss. 75% right now is what I see. 24-8. So I appreciate you shouting that out. And I'll keep that in mind. Good stuff. See, look, we share, and then RC went in there and dug a little bit deeper, and then we come up with even more angles. So I love what we do here. He does it too on his channel. Lit Pick says Dame hasn't covered his number yet versus Pacers. He played it twice post in-season tournament, and both times he failed. Says he has to go back to the well this time. Over 26.5. Says Hallie's been cooking him. It's got to be Dame time now. Yeah, Dame has been sad to say the least. Radmatic, remind everybody to hit that like button. Appreciate you. And hopefully we all squared away there, Radmatic. I think we should be good. Mr. Noodles likes the Bucks in a revenge game. Joe says Milwaukee team total under 130, like in that specifically. Boofer says ski back to value betting, skips all the games. And just because I'm value betting don't mean I got to show up to the show with 12 bets. I can make them throughout the day. Let's see. And Joey Skinner back being a new member. Appreciate you, Joey. And I think that's it for this game. Appreciate you, Joey. Let's move on over. Next game is going to be, yeah, if I'm playing that one, it's Thunder. Absolutely. And I have it here on my short list, 258. So next game up, 533, 534, Chicago and New York. Opened up Knicks -7. They are now 9 or 9.5 point favorite. Total opened up 221, and we're looking at 220.5 as the consensus. Injury report for the Knicks. I see Malachi Flynn out. For the Bulls, starting to add up here now. Vucevic, Levine, Torrey Craig, and Bidham all out. Williams, game time decision, and Kobe White, he's probable. But it just keeps getting to be more and more people on this injury report for this Bulls team. I know they've been balling without Levine, but how many of these injuries can they sustain? So looking at this one, I have the Bulls as 12-4 against the spread their last 16. They have gone under 6 games straight. I mean, you look at it, they are missing a whole lot of offense. And now you tell me if Kobe White's even a little bit banged up, and they're on a back to back right now. Maybe I got to lean towards an under. Agree with the market move. It's gone down, what, at least half a point here. Chicago playing at the slowest pace in the league the last 5 games, the second worst offensive rated team while also being a top 10 defensive rated team. Makes sense why they've gone under 6 games in a row. New York has been a little bit different. They've gone over 11 of 16. Um, 10th in pace, top 10 offensive rated team, bottom 5 defensive rated team. But they did make a trade. So this team has changed a little bit here. And OG, I think, makes them better defensively. So I don't feel the strongest, but I think Chicago continues on this underrun. I think it's more of a slower paced defensive type game. And as far as the point spread, I don't think, I think it'll take a little bit of time to expect New York to win by this kind of a margin. I know New York versus lesser teams usually has success. I know versus 40 less than 45% win teams, they're 7-3 against the spread. Anything except the elite teams is when they have success. And I want to back it up. I want to back that up because I'm talking a lot of it from memory. And I want to just verify that I'm giving you guys good information. So team equals Knicks and season equals 2023. On this win percentage, let's say less than 55%. And yes, it backs up what I'm saying here. So I'll put that on the screen just because I already took the time to do it. And some people might be visual learners like me. So Knicks this season, as long as they're not playing the cream of the crop, they're usually pretty good. 14-6 straight up, 14-5-1 against the spread. And that's exactly what they're looking at here tonight with the Bulls. However, they're only winning these games by about 8 points per game. So maybe the market is caught up to how the Knicks take care of these lesser teams. I can't get there with the Knicks. Even with everybody missing for Chicago, I could only look towards them plus the points and only look towards an under. That's how I see this game being played. So let's close that out. Let's get to the comment section, see how you guys see this game being played. Star Child, what up? Remind everybody to hit the like button. What up, S. Warrior? KC says Kobe's going to get up 30 shots at this rate. Maybe get back on that Kobe prop. David says Knicks for me and the under. Jim Turner wants to get in and out with the Knicks first half. Scotty thinks the only way to play this one is an under. Corey says Bulls team total under. Rob R thinks this one is a blowout game. Knicks -9. So does Nets Bets. Says Knicks -9 will carry the momentum from the W over the Wolves. Terrible back-to-back for Chicago. Final score doesn't tell the full story versus Philadelphia. Pat Williams will be missed. OG will clamp DeMar. Bulls too thin here. He says it's a spot play. They are very thin. So Nets Bets liking that. Appreciate you sharing, Real DJ. Remind everybody to hit the like button. Appreciate that. Lit Picks likes Brunson over 25.5 points. Says who's guarding him? He's averaging 27 at the house the last 6 games. Very hard for me to talk people off of Brunson prop. I know who will try. It'll likely be Caruso. We'll see if he'll have success or not. Joe F says Chicago plays like a turtle. He likes their team total under 105. They are playing at the slowest pace in the league the last 5 games. I would agree. Del Toledo says Ski is awesome, giving us his opinions. His only fault is he is a Lakers fan. Why is that a fault? Lakers are a pretty good team. I don't think that's a fault. I get a lot of people don't like the Lakers, though. Maybe that's why he says that. But I appreciate you for the compliment, saying I'm awesome. Official Gym Class Podcast says Drummond's averaging 20.5 boards the last 4 games with his boot outs. Says he's going to ride that when they put the total back up. I can't argue against that. Knicks have been a good rebounding team lately, but still going to be a lot of rebounds available in this contest. Paul Vu asking about the Knicks early. I don't have ATS stats. First half margin, Knicks are about middle of the pack, and Bulls are bottom five. So possibly, I don't have. Besides that, I don't have any reason to get in and get out. I mean, it's a back to back for the Bulls. I would think the longer the game goes on, more advantage for the Knicks. Dia though, Knicks fan, says get in and get out with the Knicks. He agrees. Boofer says Bulls second half ATS 10-5. Boofer also says if you like the Knicks, you should get in and get out. Yes, C Boogie, we talked about that a little bit. I put it up on the screen. VC3, like in first half full game, says it doesn't matter. Brian likes Drummond rebounds. Tasha thinks Bulls team total under. Justin M looking at Brunson. So is C Boogie on his assists. Boofer says Ski has tons of thoughts. Sure I do. Very, very sure I do. Yeah, Manny, we're a historic team. I think we can keep it moving here. That's too juicy for me, Damon. But Michael P likes the Knicks -9.5. And Stir Demur says, who will be guarding Randall? Over 20.5 points. So good stuff. We'll keep moving down the list. I don't think I'll be involved in this game, but if I was, what I put on my short list would be Chicago plus 9.5. Next game, we have 5:35, 5:36. OKC and Atlanta opened up Thunder -2. We're looking at a pick 'em right now. Total opened up 249. We're looking at 248. Injury report for the Hawks. Um, my bad. Let's refresh this here. DeAndre Hunter and Muhammad are both going to be out. For OKC, nobody has been listed on the injury report, but it is a back to back. They could be added throughout the day. Um, get back to my notes sheet here. These things are all out of order today compared to the rotation order. So obviously, it's an advantageous spot for the Hawks. They have 2 days rest compared to 0 for the Thunder. Um, Thunder coming off a game where I'm pretty sure they cared about that game a lot more than this game today. This game out of conference. Last game was versus an elite team. It was out of conference, but versus an elite team, a team you'll likely see in the playoffs. This is a team that they could very likely overlook. Hawks, though, haven't covered a game in their last five. 1-9 against the spread versus competition. Competition being greater than 55% win teams. 1-4 as a home dog. Said that they should start to get better with this little bit of a lighter schedule for them and getting Jalen Johnson back in the lineup. As soon as he went down, they couldn't do anything as far as covering the spread or playing well. For OKC, rest disadvantage, like I mentioned, back to back compared to 2 days rest. However, on a back to back, they are 3-0 ATS, also 3-0 to the over. They've covered their last 5 games. It's just, do they really care about this game? Atlanta has been a team that plays good for 24 minutes, kind of crumbles in the second half. So if you like Atlanta, I mean, at the same time, with the rest advantage, they should have an advantage the more the game goes on. So spot wise, it's an Atlanta, first half full game kind of spot. Just do we trust them to beat this Thunder team is what we have to ask ourselves. And I don't know that I trust them enough to put my money on it. I really want to bet the spot because I know what it is, and but I just don't know I'm ready to trust Atlanta yet. Has gone over 10 of the last 13 meetings. Hawks are also 10-3 to the over at home. Has gone over 5 of the last 7 games for OKC and 3-0 on a back-to-back for OKC. I could be talked into an over. Both teams playing up tempo here. OKC, the number one offensive rated team last 5 games, number one 3-point shooting team on the season. Hawks bottom 10 defending the three on the season. Bottom 10 defensive rated team last 5 games. So I guess at this point, I'll just lean towards Hawks. lean towards over. Not sure if I will get there, but that's the way I'm looking. And I will mark down Hawks and over on my short list there. Let's see what you guys like in the chat. A lot of people commenting on this one. Let me gotta scroll a little bit here. Del Toledo agrees, says Hawk spot, but they're a mess. Um, just the game before this one, we'll just have to rewind a little bit. Wayne says, "What's good? Smash up the likes. Appreciate you on that." Luis Martinez says, "Give me the Hawks. Atlanta lemon pepper special." Says they will miss Hunter, but Atlanta's best version is when Jalen Johnson is in. I agree with that. Anticipating a flat spot for OKC, which I also agree with. Justin says he might bet the Hawks. JB says if SGA sits, then he'll take the Hawks. Very young team, this OKC team. You never know. They could have go out there and play, but it's early. We would have to wait, to be sure it will be added to the injury report. But with the line, I mean, I guess it's because of the rest advantage, but I think somebody's not going to play. S. Warrior says bring Thor's hammer down on these Hawks. Brian H. leaning the Thunder. Mitch says simple. I don't fade OKC. And I understand. They've been a really damn good team, or a moneymaker for their backers. Woo Rizza says line screams Hawks or no play. He says do not bet OKC. Official Gym Class podcast though says he's fading the Hawks. Poor start to the games. He likes OKC to score 61 plus points in the first half. Bryce also rocking with that same play. So a couple people agreeing here. Gordon says line is hella fishy, but it's the Hawks. Similar spot to the Kings when they're up 20 plus points and lost. Yeah, not sure if we can trust them here. Joe F thinking over first half or OKC money line. Manny says he can't trust Atlanta. Casey says, I love the over here. I think regardless of who's out for OKC, they will put points up. More shooters off the bench. I would agree with that. I think that's a good point. Rob R says, don't fall for Atlanta. OKC all day. If he plays, I can't talk you off. He should be able to eat for his Hawks defense. Raven Ron says he's taking Hawks regardless. Decky Racing, he says he's taking OKC regardless. Decky Racing likes the Hawks. What's good, Chris? Hopefully all is well with you. Hopefully NBA is treating you nicely. Tomorrow says this seems similar to how a few games ago the Rockets were only -2.5 at home versus Hawks, and Hawks smashed them. Sometimes those lines try to tell you a little story. Markel likes OKC first half. VC3 also likes first half. OKC or likes OKC full game. I'm sorry. Tomorrow leans Hawks first half. Chris says join late but hit the like. Love the new crib, Ski. New year, new crib. Yeah, man, we gotta switch it up a little bit over here, man. Appreciate you. Yo-Yo Street says betting OKC as a flat spot is crazy when they're rolling. Looks like he'll be on OKC tonight. Boofer thinks it's a halftime full game bet. Says he likes either Atlanta plus 135 or OKC to win the first half, then Atlanta to win the full game plus 625. He says if you like Atlanta, that's what he's thinking about to get a little bit more value as far as a nice number. The fix is in. Says he took Atlanta -2 last night. Money line for Atlanta, different story. Feel me. Also remind everybody to hit the like button. He says, Ski, can you share your short list at the end of the show? I will do my best to remember. Still have a lot of games to get through. And let's see, Chris sharing a little query here says, can you look at Hawks in close games this season? Line, so a short favorite or short dog between the threes is what we're looking at here. Says 4-10 straight up, 3-11 ATS. Makes sense. Hawks have been poor in all aspects so far this season. But appreciate you sharing that, Chris. Probably like the over a little bit more than anything, but definitely, absolutely a Hawk spot. Can't deny it's a Hawk spot. Next game up, we will go 537, 538. Brooklyn Nets, Houston Rockets. Opened up Rockets -6. They're now down to about a 5 point favorite, or as low as 5 point favorite. Total open 221.5, and the consensus is 221 right now. For the injury report, Dennis Smith Jr., game time. Ben Simmons, Lonnie Walker, both out. For the Rockets, Dylan Brooks, Oladipo out. Eason, game time decision. And let me pull this one up here. So you have a Brooklyn team who is on a back to back, a Brooklyn team who has covered one of their last 11 games, Brooklyn team who has won two of their last 11 games, just not playing great basketball right now. And they've been as healthy as they've been for a while. The Rockets haven't really been covering either. 3-6 ATS their last 9 games, but this is a role that they've had success in. 6-1 so far as a home favorite, and when they played lesser competition, that being less than 45% win teams, they're 10-1 against the spread so far this season. Sorry, I need a little water break, man. Feeling dehydrated. And we got this, so bear with me for just 1 second. My apologies. Oh man. There we go. My bad. Oh, thirsty, man. I can't. I'm talking a lot about all these games. Got to get my water. All right. But if I was gonna play it, I would take the Rockets. No way I'm taking the Nets here. They've been playing terrible basketball. This is the Rockets' role. They always show lesser competition that that they're not in that category anymore, and they have the rest advantage. Home favorites with the rest advantage is that they win about 72.5% of the time. I could pull it up, but I know 72.5% of the time. So only way I can look in this game is the Rockets. I will add them down here to my short list and put Houston -5. Total, I don't really have any opinion. I know it's gone under 4 of the last 5 meetings. Brooklyn is 4-1 to the over on a back-to-back, and Rockets have gone over 6 of their last 9 games. So don't feel too strong about that. Let's take a look at the chat. I like this comment. As Teddy would say, if I'm playing, I'm laying. And Yo-Yo says it's a hot spot, but they won't get it done. Appreciate you guys sharing on that. And Chris did share one more query. Some over support for that query as well. Appreciate that. Dale Toledo says he's on the Nets. Our guy Nets bets says -6.5 for the Rockets. Says he play Brooklyn games high volume and can still count losses on one hand. He says he doesn't know why Brooklyn's a public dog here, but loves fading one. Talks about how bad Brooklyn has done their last 11 games against the spread, 1-10, and it's their third game in 4 nights. Road back to back versus another great defense. Says Rockets 12-5-1 against the spread at home, 6-2-1 as a favorite. Like in the Rockets. I tend to agree with you, Mr. Nesbets. Good stuff there. Official Gym Class Podcast says 43 likes, 240 plus watching. Y'all need to Will Smith that like button. Appreciate you on that. And yes, it does help out the show if you could hit the like button. Manny thinks the under is the play in this game. NLMB thinks the Nets are pretty bad. So does Raven Ron. He's like in the Rockets -5.5. Brian says Houston all day. Rob R also liking it, says no brainer here. Nets are free falling. Oh, you guys like the water graphic? I think that's what all this is here, huh? +200 pure life water. I don't remember. I gotta see the graphic again because it might have been a pure life. I feel like I do get pure. I either get pure life, Fiji, smart water, or usually those are the ones I get. Not really Evian. I will get it though if it's somewhere I just need water. But the ones I buy in my house are usually Pure Life, Fiji, or Smart Water. They said we need to get you a water sponsor. I love it. That's all I drink, either water or alcohol. No in between. David M says Rockets. He took them last night. Wu Rizza thinks 222 is too low. He likes the over. Yeah, I need to stay hydrated, man. It's a lot of games we got to talk about. Got to drink that water. Raven says, what was the water brand? Are you talking about on the graphic or the one I'm drinking? On the graphic, I'm not sure. I think it might have been Pure Life. You might have been right with that +200 there. Ronell also likes Houston first half. Cyan says, don't catch the falling knife. Well, I mean, it's the opposite, right? For the Nets, opposite of the falling knife. Or, no, I get what you're saying. Don't bet the Nets because they're in a downfall. JB Brown likes those Nets, though. Says they've had a tough schedule lately, but they can stay close in this one. What up, Robert? Let's see. Query here from Chris. Rest equals 0. Previous rest equals 1. Previous rest equals 1. And previous rest equals 1. There's a lot. And then previous rest equals 0. And road dog since 2018. 17 and 51 straight up, 29, 38 and 1 ATS, 57%. This is just pretty much saying they're playing a lot of games lately without a lot of rest. And that's the situation that the Nets are in. Yeah, here he goes. He says, fade of the Nets again tonight. And if the game is non-conference, it gets worse. 3 and 24 straight up, 8 and 19 ATS. Good stuff. I like it. I do think it's an advantageous spot for the Rockets, and I could very well get there with them tonight. Let's see. Marcus McFarland likes over 221. Says low total for a Rockets game at home. Nets only scored 85 points last game. Says they're going to be ready to get the ball in the hoop. Good luck on that. John says, I remember I said here like a month ago, Nets were going to regress. 1 in 10 ATS. Sheesh. Yeah. What up, Prolific? All right, I think we did a good enough job on this game. Mario also likes the Rockets. Tim H liking them as well. And Booper says he's been talked on to the Rockets minus. DeMar Phillips, love the show all the way from Canada. Appreciate you tapping in. And hopefully we continue to make the show a good product that you enjoy. Or it's not a product because you don't got to buy it, but you can get what I'm trying to say. Appreciate you tuning in. And hopefully, we can keep doing good things on this show. Steve says, is Chris really Ralph Michaels? All right, let's move over to the next game. Damn, we've been on here for 45 minutes, bro, and there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more games left. We've only gotten through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna have to do a little bit faster than this for these last few games. I might die of dehydration, man, before we get through the slate. Next game, how many? Yeah, too many games, Saturated says. How many games is it even? It must be, if we did 5 already and then there's 7 left, there's 12 games. All right. He says no more water breaks. Next game up, 5:39, 5:40. New Orleans heading into Minnesota. Opened up Wolves -5. It's on the move right now. 6 or 6.5 point favorite. Total open 223.5, and it's down to 222.5. For the injury report, Trey Murphy, game time decision. Matt Ryan out, and then Clark out for the Timberwolves. I was thinking this is more of an under type game. I mean, I always talk about we trust that Minnesota defense a hell of a lot more at home than we do on the road. Last I checked, they were giving up around close to 100 points at home. So I really want to trust that. If we look at both of these teams, let's just look at last five game stats. Pelicans actually the number one defensive rated team. Minnesota number seven. Both teams bottom 10 in pace. On the season, both teams top five defending the three. Should be a defensive battle and a slow one at that. Just looking at the pace both of these teams play. So I really wanted to get there with an under. I'll write that down there on my short list. Um, Pelicans, Wolves, under, and the best number I see right now is 220. A lot of 222 and a half. There is a 223, but I don't have that book. So I'll mark that down. As far as the side, what we do have, I must have wrote this down incorrect. We do have the Pelicans on a back-to-back here and the Wolves a one-day rest. The last five game stats say Pels have been the better offense, defense, and rebounding team. Minnesota, first competition, 9-5-1 ATS. However, they've only covered one of their last seven games. I'll lean towards, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Being on a back-to-back here, probably just get in and get out with the Pelicans first half. And it looks like that number is plus, you can get plus 3.5 right now. And I'll write that on my short list as well. It just continues to cover Pelicans first half plus 3.5. Let's take a look at the chat. Let's see what you guys like. And then see what we'll do here. JB Brown likes the Pelicans +7. Says they can win outright. They've done it already this season. Says the starters rested in the second half last night. Will Rizza not into laying any kind of points with the Wolves? Lit Pick says Wolves get revenge. And BI goes over 22.5 points. Says he's covered 5 of the last 6 road versus West. Jim Turner, Wolves, best bet from him. Joe F also says Wolves -7. Says Anthony Edwards is a beast. Cyan, just thinking about parlaying Minnesota and Houston money lines together. Yeah, I can only get there with an under. If I was gonna bet the side, yeah, I told you guys it would be Pels first half for me. Get in and get out, and I could very well get there. Let me look at one more thing here. First half margins for the Pelicans is +7.1. For the Timberwolves, +1.3. For the Pelicans on the road, +2.5. Dip a lot. And for the Wolves at home, +3.8. Only way I can play it. But I'll leave it on as a lean right now. I gotta try to, get through all these games and then go through my list because if I just try to look at it as a whole, it's too many games for me to just to look like that. Nothing jumped off the page immediately at me. So next game up, we will go 541, 542. Toronto and Memphis. Opened up Memphis -2.5. They are a 1 point favorite at most shops. Total open 231, down to as low as 227. For the injury report here, let me just make sure I refresh. Brandon Clark and Derrick Rose remain out, as well as Vince Williams. Koloko for the Raptors is also out. This Memphis team is on a back-to-back here. They've covered one of their last 5 games, and they are 2-5 as a home favorite. We do know it's a much different team with John Morant in the lineup than without. Um, Raptors team also pretty new, right? You have quickly, you have RJ Barrett in the lineup. So I feel a couple different ways about this. Before I say that, I want to shout out these stats. Memphis also 4-1 to the under without rest, under 7 of their last 10 games. However, the Raptors over 5 of their last 6 and 9-6 to the over on the road. I think this Raptors team, I mean, last 5 games stats say they're playing a little bit faster anyway. They're sixth in pace, but adding quickly, we know he likes to play with pace, and RJ Barrett too. I think you're getting more pace, more offense, and a lot less defense for this Raptors team. And Memphis, I know they're capable of playing up tempo. And on a back to back, I don't know how much I trust their defense. So I want to lean towards over here. The market strongly disagrees, dropping it 4 points. It has gone under 4 of the last 5 meetings between these teams, but a little bit of different teams right now. Lean under. If I have to play the side, um, I'll go with the slightly more rested road team in the Raptors. But under, I think is my stronger lean in this game. Let's take a look at the chat. What is everybody liking out there? um, Gotta scroll down some. Will Rizza liking that rest advantage? Says Raptors are the right side. David also liking Toronto. Sion says Hurdle rebounds plus assists over. Jim Turner agrees with me. He likes the under in this game. Rob R says Memphis money line. Says can't trust the Raps on the road. Tasha's ready to get to the Laker game. She's tired of all these other games. Damani likes quickly to get 15 plus points. And Raven Ron likes the Grizzlies. So does Joe F. And Justin M likes that under for the Raptors. So not a whole lot from the chat as far as love on this game. But we do have some opinions here, and I'll let you guys know how I was liking it. And on that note, we will keep moving. We move on to 543, 544. We're looking at Portland heading into Dallas to take on the Mavericks. Opened up Mavs minus 11, 11 and a half point favorites right now. Total open 234. We're looking at 237 and a half. Injury report: Simons game time, along with Reed, Kamara, and Brown. Aiton is out. For Dallas, Maxi Kleba is out. Dante Exum out. Rashawn Holmes is game time decision. This is a game I had zero interest in. I'm gonna be honest. Um, Portland hasn't really been covering. They covered 2 of their last 6. Dallas kind of the opposite, covered 4 of their last 6. I don't trust Dallas. I don't think they're the kind of team I want to trust to win by this kind of a margin. I already talked about it. If I'm betting on you to win by double digits, you have to be able to create some separation. That means shoot the three well, defend the three well. Dallas does neither. So combination of that and just not trusting their defense in general, I guess that makes me lean towards the Blazers, but I will not be putting my money on this game. So I won't waste your time talking any more about it. We'll take a quick look at the chat. I have a feeling you guys don't like it either. The real DJ likes the Mavs first quarter. Will Rizzo likes Mavs first half, Portland full game. Says bad spot for Mavs coming home, but both teams off blowouts as well. And a couple people liking saying pass. Backwood don't like this game. So we will move right along. We won't waste any time. We will go on over to 545, 546. Detroit Pistons, Utah Jazz. Opened up Jazz minus 6.5. They're as high as a 9 point favorite. Total open 240 and a half, down to a consensus of 239 and a half. For the injury report, sorry, excuse me. For the injury report, nobody on there for Utah. For Detroit, Morris is out and Stewart is out. Let me get to my my page here. Apologize, it was a little bit all over. So for this game, initially I wanted to get there with Utah. I've been saying it for a little while now, but the Jazz have been playing really good basketball. Why have they been playing good basketball? Because they finally gotten healthy. Nobody on the injury report. They've won 5 out of their last 6 games, covering all 6 games. They're 3-0 so far this season as a home favorite. When they played lesser competition, they've shown up. 8-3 against the spread. They've shown them up rather, showing that they're not a bottom feeder. Detroit, we all know how bad they've been this season. I can read off all these ATS numbers. You know they're all going to be poor. They did get off the snide though. They're not on that big losing streak anymore. Um, I just don't know if they still have that sense of urgency to go out there and win games. um, at the same time, do I think Utah is the kind of team to win by this margin? I don't. They're bottom 10 shooting and defending the three this season. They are playing better right now because they're healthy. Those season long stats, they didn't have these guys in the lineup all the time. So lean towards the Jazz. Last 5 game stats, they're top 10 in every category I care about. And only way to play Jazz or stay off the game. Let's take a look at the chat. Woo RZA says can't lay 8.5 with the Jazz. Don't care who they're playing. Rob R says Jazz are pass, probably pass. Tomorrow got a great number here. As soon as the line came out, the Jazz minus 6.5. That's great work. JB Brown, I won't say you're crazy for liking the Pistons +9, but I'm not gonna be running to the window and betting the Pistons. That's all I'll say. Justin M says marking it over his points. Nets bets liking those Jazz -9. Says best home against the spread team, 12-3 ATS, 3-0 is a favorite. Full of confidence coming off of a 37-point home win over Luka and Kyrie. Just won by 8 at Detroit. During didn't play, but neither did Laurie, THT, George, or Clarkson. So thanks to everybody back. They get the job done. David Martin also saying, love the Jazz. It's a best bet. And Tasha disagrees. Says too many points. Tomorrow says Jazz at home this year, like the Warriors at home last year. And Brian also liking those Jazz. Manny says team total over for Utah or just a full game over in general. Boofer says Detroit covers versus bad teams or teams that don't care. And he thinks Utah cares. Yo Street also liking the Jazz here. Jamrock Kicks says get you a little bit of Duran double. Jim Turner shouting out Sexton over his points. Says he always gets paid that way. My guy Wham Bam in the building, reminding everybody to hit the like button. Appreciate that. There is 16 people in the chat. You could hit the like button. It does help out the show. So good stuff. It's Jazz to pass. I'm very likely to pass. And we will keep moving, see if we can get through the rest of this card in a timely fashion. Next game up. We're down to 3 games left now, so we're making good time. As my guy Jimmy would say. Brisk, or was it? It was low shack. Brisk pace. Got to move at a brisk pace. 547, 548. LA. Oh no, sorry. Got to start that over. I don't even like saying it from LA. 547, 548. Clippers going into Phoenix to take on the Suns. Opened up Clippers -3. I see 4-point favorite pretty much everywhere. Total opened up 233.5 and down to about 232. Injury report. I don't see anybody on there for the Clippers. For the Suns, looks like they'll be without KD as well as Damian Lee. So I flip flop on this game. Initially, yesterday, for a few days ago, or maybe closer to a week ago, I was saying that as Phoenix is getting healthier, they'll start to go on a run, and kind of similar to how the Clippers went on a nice run. But now, seeing them without Kevin Durant, I don't know. I'm willing to bet on that. They're 0-2 so far as a home dog, 2-9 ATS versus greater than 55% win teams. They've only covered 3 of their last 16 games. I don't really want Phoenix in my pocket right now, especially without KD. If they're all healthy, I could maybe try to buy. But again, versus a Clippers team who's been playing good basketball, it's tough. They've covered 7 of their last 10 games against the spread. And this is a playoff revenge for Clippers, right? Playoff revenge as a road favorite. And those teams win straight up about 75% of the time. They are 50-50 ATS. But I mean, if you got this one early, you probably got a good number on Clippers money line. As it stands right now, I mean, if you just look at a map perspective, I still think it's listed as a good bet if you trust that the Clippers care to get playoff revenge here. I do anyway think that the Clippers are the better team right now. I mean, they have guys on their squad who can defend the main guys on Phoenix squad, or at least make them work. I don't really see anybody on Phoenix side who's making anybody work from the Clippers. So I can only look towards the Clippers in this matchup. Don't really want to get involved with the total. And let's see how you guys like it. Can't do it, Booper. Can't do it. Del Toledo says Suns must win here. Tomorrow said backfired on him this time. He took Suns -1. KD got ruled out right after. Yeah, it sucks, man. Got to deal with this in the NBA. I will say though, we're getting closer. About like 6, 7 weeks until teams really start to care. Pretty much on a daily basis because getting down that stretch, everything starts to matter. So I can't wait for that. We start to see less people on these injury reports. Joe F likes Clippers money line. Yeah, Casey, you know. Saturated says the only team in LA who gives out honest injury reports. All right, I'll give you that. They haven't always though, but I'll give you that. Ned says I wanted the Clippers, and the only reason I didn't take it is because it feels too easy. I agree with that. It does feel extremely easy, especially at the opening number. Um, Definitely seems too easy. Let's see. Let's see. Manny says Clippers are pass. Tasha likes the Clippers without KD. Boofer says, I like Phoenix when they're only two of the big three, but not versus the Clippers. Why not? Clippers been playing good basketball. Chris says Phoenix seventh game since Christmas, fourth game for the Clippers since Christmas. He got in on the Clippers early on the money line and -2.5 last night. Great work there. Great work. Justin M also got in there. Casey says, get a sip of water, man. Yeah, I'm dying, man. I'm trying to make it through, but I need it. I need it bad. I need it bad. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Water time. All right, we back. We back. We back. All right. Get back to these comments. Let's see. Let's see. Rob R says Suns money line. He says everybody and their mama's gonna be on Clippers. Says it's a Vegas special. Wham Bam says no KD. Booker gonna have to go for 40 plus tonight. If you liking those Suns, you have to be Booker doing a lot of the heavy lifting. VC3 says Kawhi, Westbrook, Harden from LA, PG from up the street. That's the real LA team. And they from surrounding cities, bro. If you're not from LA, you might not know, but in LA, everybody in the surrounding cities like to say they from the real LA. They from over there, man. They from surrounding cities. Tim H says he likes some of my looks. Talked him into Clippers today. Everybody enjoying water time. Casey said a sip or the whole gallon. Damn. Hey, I'm thirsty, man. Feeling dehydrated. Hey, settle down, dear. They was cutting up yesterday. I had to let them know. Hey, that was wild with the milkshake. He said he need more water. What was that sound? I don't know what y'all talking about. I thought I muted myself, so I didn't think y'all even heard me. Hey, Wham says surrounding cities is crazy disrespectful, but accurate. Hey, man, it is what it is. Don't shoot the messenger. Born and raised in LA. It just is what it is. That's how we call it. All right, let's move over to the next game. Miss Tasha was asking about this game. That would be 549, 550. We're looking at the Heat heading into LA to take on the Lakers, the real LA team. Opened up Lakers -6.5. They're a 6 point favorite as a consensus. Total opened up 226.5 and as high as 229. Injury report, I see Highsmith and Jimmy Butler out. I see Caleb Martin doubtful and Josh Richardson game time. For the Lakers, Gabe Vincent and Rui, both are out. D'Lo is doubtful. Cam Reddish, LeBron, and Anthony Davis are all probable to play tonight. So I was liking this game, but I was thinking a little bit more, and I forgot to add the Clippers to my short list there, but I will add them before I forget. I'll put the Jazz too, but I'm not sure if I'll get there with the Jazz. Anyway, the way I was thinking about this game, you have a Laker team who has switched their starting lineup again. Um, and I believe Darvin Ham said that it's going to be that way for the near future. You have Cam Reddish supposed to be coming back off the bench, and Rui inserted into that starting lineup. Well, I wish I could pull it back up because the starting lineup, expected lineup on this RotoWire is not what I saw in that game. But the lineup I saw, it was like a hell of a lot less defense for this Lakers team. So that's initially how I'm thinking. They're playing up tempo, not a whole lot of defense being played. And this Heat team, it may not have translated to all overs, but how I view them when Jimmy Butler's not out there, less defense, more guys who will probably play up tempo, more guys who will shoot threes, more guys who are better at shooting threes. So I think this will be more of an up tempo contest. I agree with the line move up on the total. I would only play this one up and over. Yeah, only up and over for me. Side perspective, I'm not really into laying this kind of a number with the Lakers. At least not right now. I'll probably just lean towards the Heat for that reason. But more so, thinking about an over in this game has gone over 6 of the last 7 games for the Lakers. Let's take a look in the chat. Manny likes Heat first quarter. David M says he loves the Heat today or the over. Del Toledo says Heat are his best bet, +6 and money line. He thinks Lakers need to trade ASAP, and he thinks D'Lo is a problem. JB Brown rolling with the Knicks Lakers money line parlay at -120. Daniel Allaire says Orange County. See, he knows. Daniel knows. It's that Warrior joking about his Heat. Usually he likes to get there with the Heat, but he says not too fast today. Booper not a fan of the Lakers injury report. Casey says AD said the last lineup was going to stick too. Yeah, it has to be over if they're coming out with that lineup. Rob R says if D'Lo doesn't play, he also likes the over. Chill Will also liking that over. Wham Bam thinking Jaime Jaquez Jr. goes off back in LA. That's a good point. KC liking the Heat and the over. Tomorrow says thinks the Heat starting to regress, leaning towards the Lakers. Boofer thinking Heat first quarter, first half should be the look. Jim Turner, don't be a hater, man. Nah, he says, I don't think there's ever a time I like the Lakers. No bet. Well, if you don't like the Heat, That might be saying a little something, right? If you never like the Lakers, but you don't like the Heat, maybe it's saying something. Am I doing the pod today? What pod are you talking about? Um, Munov questioning that over. Chris sharing some stats here says Heat 5-1 to the under in games without Butler on the road. Heat allow least amount of points on the road this season. No play, just sharing notes. Appreciate you sharing that. So maybe I got to pump the brakes here. Oh, Casey getting spicy up in here now. Getting spicy in here, Casey. Hey, somebody might be in the chat. Your boy might be in the chat. You never know. He might be lurking. Better watch out. Wham Bam says easy cash, chill will. Let's see. Munoz says Lakers a road over team. At home, they're an under team. I have them as 9-5 to the under at home. So maybe some truth to that. Miami also 11-7 to the under on the road. Let's see. Chris says those games without Jimmy are averaging 215 points per game. Damani says, I get the pace being up for the Lakers, but new lineup has little spacing. Yeah, I think it's the lack of defense in that lineup that I'm liking more. It's not so much that I trust them more offensively. Um, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. It's the lack of defense that I'm kind of basing my judgment on. Booper says, what? First half? Casey? All right, as that Warrior says, the Heat have a team worst 111 offensive rating when Jimmy isn't on the floor this season. Just sharing as well. So Chris's lean lines up. So thinking I gotta pump the brakes trying to bet the over without Jimmy in the lineup for the Heat. All right, both you guys saying that to me, I will, pump the brakes just a little bit here. All right, next game up, last game on the slate. We finally made it after an hour and 13 minutes. 551, 552. Orlando Magic heading into Sacramento. This game opened up Kings -2. They're a 5-point favorite now. Total open 232.5, down to 231 as the consensus. Injury report. Nobody on there for the Kings yet. They did play yesterday. Could always add people for the Magic. Also played yesterday. So far, I see Jonathan Isaac, Joe Ingles, and Markel Fultz all out. So, let's see here. All right, all right. So, for this game, I want absolutely nothing to do with the Kings. That was pathetic from them last night. I don't care. Like they lost outright, and everybody's been beating up on the Hornets. That just tells you that they didn't care last night. They are 8-2, however, versus greater than 55% win teams. They failed to cover every game so far on a back-to-back, 0-4 ATS, and 3-1 to the under on a back-to-back as well. Also under 5 of their last 6 games. Kings team that has been playing a little bit better defense and not as up tempo lately. Magic also have gone under 5 of their last 7 games. They are playing with a little bit more pace, but also still playing that same defense and have covered 5 of their last 6 games. The last 8 meetings between these teams have all gone over, but it looks like they're playing a little bit different right now. So when I look at it, I probably would agree a little bit here with the total coming down. Um, like I said, Kings not playing with that pace anymore. Both teams bottom 10 offensive rated teams the last 5 games, and both teams top 10 defensive rated teams in that same span. So I just don't think it's the same. Like it's gone over the last 8 meetings, but the Kings haven't always looked like this when they've been going over. So also 3-1 to the under on a back to back for the Kings so far this season. I think the under is the play between Orlando and Sacramento. And absolutely not betting the Kings. So let's look at what you guys like here in the chat. Wham Bam sharing his best bet. The Hawks first half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Spoofer says the real LA team, Sacramento, not even close to LA. I'm not ready to talk about the Kings again yet. I agree with you, man. Saturated as well, says bummy ass Kings. Yeah, they stink. Wham Bam says put the beam down. Let's see. Rob R thinks that the Kings will bounce back though after that embarrassment last night. Likes Magic team total over. Manny says, yeah, Kings not the same team as last year. Yeah, I'm good on the Kings right now. Tasha sharing a few bets there. Casey says Kings, a hell no for me. Nope. BC3 says Magic or nothing. Tomorrow, one of the few, same back here tonight. Let's see what Chris is talking about. He's sharing a query here. That same query from earlier. Fate of the Magic here, as it was for the Nets versus Houston. And just pretty much says that Orlando has been playing a hell of a lot of games lately. They're probably a little bit more tired than the Kings. So I understand that. We shall see. Chris says, got to be a King spot after all those turnovers, but I'm not betting it either. Makes a lot of sense, though. They should run out of gas here. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near the Kings. Nowhere near them. And that is it for today's NBA card. We got through all 12 games. And it did take us some time, but we finally made it. So, get this in order here. It is about that time. It is about that time. Where's my banner? Wrong category. There we go. About that time where we get the best bets. And if you are new, I usually ask the people in the chat to drop their best bet in there. If you have two, that's okay. But please, no more than two best bets. And the chat, very, very sharp. So pay attention when they're dropping their bets, and I will put some of them on the screen. So today, one of those days, another one of those days where I haven't made a bet yet, but it's a lot on my short list. So while you guys are dropping your best bets, I'll go over some of these numbers and see, who I'd like to make official for the best bet on this show. So bear with me for 1 second here. And I think I found my bet. And they asked me to shout out my short list too. So I will, after I shout out everybody's best bets there, then I'll give my best bet. So, I just want to check one last thing here. And I think we're going to roll with that one. A lot of options today. I have a long short list. So just trying to make what I think is the best one. Two days. Write that down there. And I got it. I'm pretty sure I'll find a lot more reasons to even more back it up later, but I have to like this play. And as I'm looking, boom, 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 boom. All right. So let's take a look at the chat before I give my short list and my best bets out, or best bet out. As that word says, we did it. Congratulations, everyone who made it to the end of the show. It was a challenge today. Sam Dapp, best bet, Bucks minus 3.5. Justin M going with Providence over 135. Analytical Shin likes Giannis over 36.5 points. Manny likes OKC Atlanta over. Best number I see is 248 right now. Lit picks like an AD over 28.5 points and Ingram over 22.5 points. Matt Porter rolling with the Mavs in the first half. Damani says Knicks minus 8.5. They get the job done. Siete Catorce likes Knicks and Houston on a money line parlay. Kevin Johnson, he's been damn good with this. And I think he pays attention to this Eastern Washington team quite a bit because I've seen him bet them before. But these colleges that maybe it's just me because I don't watch a lot of college. Like you might not have heard of them teams. He's been killing these team total over. So pay attention to Mr. Kevin Johnson with Eastern Washington team total over 79.5. I did discuss it, Chris. I absolutely did discuss it. Um, let's see. The official gym class podcast, like Giannis over his PRA. And I asked that you put a number to these bets, please, because how am I going to grade them if I don't have a number? It becomes too much work to try to go search out what the number was, then try to grade it. Jim Turner likes Jazz first half -5, Kings first half -2.5. S. Warriors going to Heat first half, and Clippers on the money line. JB Brown likes Knicks first half, Pelicans +7. A lot of best bets coming in here. I want to read as many as I can. I mean, chat is sharp. Booth, we're going with the if you know, you know, and Houston -5. All the bets so far today. I think those are solid bets. Let's see. Rob R likes Pacers +3.5. Bad reminder, everybody hit that like button. Real DJ likes Mavs first quarter. Robert Franklin likes Duran to get 14 plus rebounds. Joey Skinner with Atlanta +1. And tomorrow sharing a couple with Wolves -5.5 and Jazz -8.5. And I might be scrolling forever, but I will go back and check these ones out. If you're watching on the replay, I had some guys ask me in the comments. They said, please make the live chat available on the replay. It is. And you either have to just, if you're on your phone, swipe left where the comment section is, and then you can access the live chat replay, or on your computer, it should be in the top right. So you can make sure you catch all of these best bets. For myself, my best bet for the show. And I'm a bet. I mean, I don't like to give you guys things I don't bet. So I'm going to bet it right here, right now. Let me log in. But while I do that, my short list for the day, Wizards +9.5, Milwaukee, Indiana under 258, Chicago +9.5, Hawks and the over, maybe even Hawks first half, Houston -5, New Orleans Pelicans and Minnesota under 222.5, Pels first half +3.5, Clippers likely on the money line if I do bet them, and Jazz -8.5. That is my short list. Doesn't mean I'm betting all of them. I'm giving you guys games that I'm making decisions between. If you would have followed my short list yesterday, it would have been pretty damn good. But I wish I even followed my short list yesterday. So I've logged in now. Best bet for the show. Boom. We've added it. Let's lock it in there. Boom. Placed. We locked in. Best bet for the show. We're going with the Wizards. I think the Wizards are the best bet. Who are the Cavs to be expected to win by this big of a margin? I just don't think that's the kind of team we expect to win like that. They're bottom 5 shooting the 3, like I said, not good defending the 3. Rest advantage, Wizards, 2 days compared to 1. This is the Wizards' roll. 11-6-1 as a road dog, 6-3 against the spread their last 9 games. Wizards keep it respectable on this one. Dog of the day, +9.5. And catch y'all at the window. So like I always say, show is absolutely nothing without the chat. Appreciate you guys 1000%. A lot of great insight, great handicappers, and we always have a great time here. So hit the like button on your way out. Best of luck if you tell, and good luck on all of your action regardless. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow.